Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything around you, your job, your relationships, your success, even your happiness, is actually a mirror reflecting your own thoughts. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you this isn't just some wild idea, but a powerful truth that can completely change your life? This is the secret of mind reprogramming, and it's not just for spiritual gurus or self-help experts. It's a tool that anyone can use to transform their life from the inside out. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have all the luck? Good things just keep happening to them, while others can't catch a break no matter how hard they try. What if the difference isn't luck at all, but the way these people think? That's exactly what mind reprogramming is all about. It's like having a magic wand that can shape your reality. And the best part is, you've had this wand all along. You just didn't know how to use it. But here's the really exciting part. Once you learn how to use this magic wand of your mind, you can start to change things you never thought possible. Want a better job? A healthier body? More fulfilling relationships? It all starts with reprogramming your mind. And the strategy I'm about to share with you is the most powerful way to do just that. Now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what's the big deal if I don't learn this? Well, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're in a boat drifting down a river. The river is your life, and the boat is your mind. If you don't know how to steer that boat, you're at the mercy of the current. You might end up somewhere nice, or you might crash into the rocks. That's what life is like when you don't know how to reprogram your mind. If you don't learn this skill, you risk staying stuck in the same old patterns that have been holding you back. You know those negative thoughts that keep popping up? The ones that tell you you're not good enough, or that you'll never achieve your dreams. Without the tools to change those thoughts, they'll keep running on repeat in your head like a broken record. And guess what? Your life will keep reflecting those thoughts back at you. But it gets worse. Not only do you stay stuck, but you also miss out on all the amazing things life has to offer. It's like having a genie in a bottle, but never learning how to rub the lamp. All that potential for change, for growth, for achieving your wildest dreams, it's all there inside you. But without knowing how to tap into it, it remains locked away. And here's the real kicker. The longer you wait to learn this skill, the harder it can be to change those old thought patterns. It's like trying to straighten out a tree that's been growing crooked for years. It's not impossible, but it sure is a lot easier if you catch it early. But don't worry, because no matter where you are in life, it's never too late to start. Whether you're 18 or 80, the power to change your mind and your life is always within reach. You just need to know how to access it. So, what is this powerful strategy to reprogram your mind? I call it the mirror technique. Now don't worry. This doesn't involve standing in front of a mirror all day, although that can be part of it. The mirror technique is all about understanding and using the mirror-like quality of your mind. Here's the basic idea. Your mind is like a mirror that reflects your inner world out into your external reality. Whatever thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes you hold inside, your mind will work to make them true in your life. It's like your mind is constantly saying, "Your wish is my command." The problem is, most of us aren't very careful about what we're wishing for. Let me break it down a bit more. Everything you experience in life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is in some way a reflection of your own thoughts and beliefs. This might sound a bit out there at first, but stick with me. I'm not saying you're directly causing everything that happens to you. What I am saying is that your thoughts and beliefs shape how you perceive the world, how you react to it, and what opportunities you notice or miss. For example, if you believe deep down that you're not worthy of love, you might subconsciously push away people who try to get close to you. Or if you think you're bad with money, you might overlook opportunities to improve your financial situation. Your mind is constantly working to prove your beliefs right, even if those beliefs aren't serving you well. But here's the good news. Once you understand this mirror-like quality of your mind, you can use it to your advantage. Instead of letting your mind reflect old, limiting beliefs, you can consciously choose new thoughts and beliefs that will create the life you want. It's like being able to wipe that mirror clean and draw a new picture on it, a picture of the life you truly desire. The mirror technique isn't about forcing positive thinking or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about becoming aware of the thoughts and beliefs that are shaping your life and then consciously choosing new ones that better serve you. It's about understanding that your inner world creates your outer world and learning how to shape that inner world intentionally. Now, I know this might sound a bit abstract or even a little woo-woo, but I promise you, this technique is grounded in real psychology and neuroscience. Our brains are incredibly powerful, and they're constantly filtering and interpreting the world around us based on our beliefs and expectations. By changing those beliefs and expectations, we can literally change how our brains process reality. The mirror technique is like learning to speak the language of your own mind. Once you become fluent in this language, you can start to reprogram your mind in ways that seemed impossible before. You can start to break free from old patterns, overcome limiting beliefs, and create a life that truly reflects your deepest desires and highest potential. In the next sections, we'll dive deeper into how exactly the mirror technique works and how you can start using it in your own life. We'll explore practical exercises, common challenges, and tips for making this technique a powerful part of your daily routine. But for now, I want you to start thinking about your own mind as a mirror. What kind of reflection is it creating in your life right now? And more importantly, what kind of reflection would you like it to create? Remember, the power to change your life is already within you. The mirror technique is simply a way to tap into that power more effectively. It's a way to take control of your inner world so that your outer world can start to change. Are you ready to wipe that mirror clean and start drawing a new picture of your life? Let's dive in and learn how. To really understand how the mirror technique works, let's think of your mind as a garden. This garden is where all your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes grow. Just like a real garden, what grows in your mind depends on what you plant and how you take care of it. Imagine your thoughts are like seeds. Every thought you have is like planting a seed in your mind garden. Positive thoughts are like planting flowers or nutritious vegetables. Negative thoughts are like planting weeds. The more you think a certain thought, the more you're watering that seed, helping it grow stronger. Now here's the important part. Your life experiences are like the harvest from this garden. If you've been planting and watering lots of positive thoughts, your life will start to bloom with positive experiences. But if you've been letting negative thoughts take over, your life might feel overgrown with problems and challenges. The mirror technique is all about becoming a skilled gardener of your own mind. It's about learning to recognize the seeds you're planting, choosing to plant more positive seeds, and learning how to pull out the weeds before they take over. But it's not just about positive thinking. It's also about aligning your thoughts with your true desires and values. It's about planting the right seeds for the life you want to create. If you want a life full of love and connection, you need to plant thoughts of self-love and openness. If you want success in your career, you need to plant thoughts of confidence and capability. Remember, this garden of your mind is always growing. Every thought, every belief, every attitude is constantly being reinforced or challenged. The mirror technique gives you the tools to take control of this process, to shape your mind garden intentionally, and to create a life that truly reflects your innermost desires. Now that we understand how our minds work like a garden, let's dive into our first key point: the power of positive thinking. This isn't just about slapping a smile on your face and pretending everything is great. It's about consciously choosing thoughts that serve you and help you grow. Positive thinking is like planting beautiful, strong, healthy plants in your mind garden. When you choose to focus on positive thoughts, you're nurturing seeds of happiness, success, and fulfillment. These positive thoughts then grow into positive beliefs, positive attitudes, and ultimately positive life experiences. For example, let's say you have a big presentation coming up at work. If you constantly think, "I'm going to mess this up," you're planting seeds of doubt and fear. These negative thoughts will grow into nervousness and lack of confidence, which might actually lead to a poor performance. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But what if instead you chose to think, "I'm well prepared and capable of doing a great job"? Now you're planting seeds of confidence and competence. These positive thoughts will grow into a calm and self-assured attitude, which is much more likely to lead to a successful presentation. The key here is consistency. Just like a real garden needs regular care, your mind needs consistent positive input. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means approaching challenges with a constructive mindset. Instead of thinking, "This is impossible," try thinking, "This is difficult, but I can find a way to handle it." Remember, your mind doesn't judge whether a thought is good for you or not. It simply reflects whatever you feed it most often. So by consciously choosing more positive thoughts, you're training your mind to create more positive reflections in your life. Start small. Try to catch yourself when you have a negative thought and see if you can replace it with a more positive one. Over time, this will become more natural, and you'll start to see the effects in your daily life. Your relationships might improve, you might feel more confident at work, or you might just find yourself feeling happier overall. Positive thinking is a powerful tool in the mirror technique. It's about planting the right seeds in your mind garden and nurturing them consistently. As you do this, you'll start to see your outer world reflect the positive changes in your inner world. Our second key point is all about consistency. Using the mirror technique isn't a one-time thing. It's not like flipping a switch and suddenly your life changes. It's more like tending a garden. It requires regular, consistent effort to see real results. Think about it this way. If you water a plant once and then ignore it for weeks, it's probably not going to thrive. The same goes for your mind. You can't just think positive thoughts for one day and expect your life to transform. You need to practice the mirror technique consistently to really reprogram your mind. Consistency is crucial because it's how we form new habits and beliefs. Our brains are wired to look for patterns. When we repeatedly think or do something, our brains start to create strong neural pathways. These pathways make it easier for us to think or act in that way in the future. It's like creating a well-worn path through a field. The more you walk it, the clearer and easier to follow it becomes. So, when you consistently practice positive thinking and use the mirror technique, you're actually rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that make positive thinking more natural and automatic. Over time, it becomes your new default way of thinking. But here's the thing, this doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and patience. In the beginning, it might feel awkward or forced. You might find yourself slipping back into old thought patterns. That's okay and completely normal. The key is to keep at it, to gently guide yourself back to the new patterns you're trying to create. A good way to build consistency is to make the mirror technique part of your daily routine. You could start each morning by looking in an actual mirror and saying positive affirmations to yourself. Or you could end each day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Find what works for you and stick with it. Remember, small, consistent actions are more powerful than occasional big efforts. It's better to spend 5 minutes each day on the mirror technique than to do an hour-long session once a month. Consistency is what turns the mirror technique from a nice idea into a life-changing practice. As you consistently use this technique, you'll start to notice changes. Maybe you'll feel more confident, or you'll start attracting more positive people and opportunities into your life. These changes might be subtle at first, but over time, they can add up to major transformations. So, commit to consistency. Make the mirror technique a regular part of your life. It's not always easy, but the results are worth it. You're not just changing your thoughts, you're reshaping your entire life experience, and that's definitely worth a little daily effort. Our third key point in mastering the mirror technique is developing self-awareness. This is like becoming the watchful gardener of your mind. You need to be aware of what's growing in your mental garden before you can make changes. Self-awareness is about paying attention to your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. It's about catching those negative thoughts when they pop up and recognizing patterns in your thinking. Without this awareness, you might be planting weeds in your mind garden without even realizing it. Start by simply noticing your thoughts throughout the day. Don't judge them as good or bad, just observe them. You might be surprised at how often negative or limiting thoughts cross your mind. Maybe you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this" when faced with a challenge, or "I'm not good enough" when comparing yourself to others. Once you start noticing these thoughts, the next step is to question them. Are they really true? Where did they come from? Are they helping you or holding you back? This questioning process is crucial because it helps you see that your thoughts are not facts. They're just habitual patterns that you can change. Developing self-awareness also means paying attention to how your thoughts affect your emotions and behaviors. Notice how you feel when you have certain thoughts. Do you feel energized and confident, or drained and insecure? How do these thoughts and feelings influence your actions? As you become more self-aware, you'll start to see the connection between your inner world and your outer experiences. You'll notice how your thoughts shape your reality. This awareness is powerful because it shows you where you have the power to make changes. Remember, self-awareness is a skill that grows with practice. Be patient with yourself. It's normal to have negative thoughts sometimes. The goal isn't to never have a negative thought again. The goal is to become aware of your thoughts so you can choose which ones to nurture and which ones to let go. Now that we've covered the key points of the mirror technique, let's dive into a practical exercise you can start using right away. I call this the daily mind check-in, and it's a simple but powerful way to put everything we've talked about into practice. Here's how it works. Set aside 5-10 minutes each day, preferably at the same time. This could be right after you wake up, during your lunch break, or before you go to bed. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now think about your day so far, or the day that just passed if you're doing this at night. What thoughts have been dominant in your mind? Try to recall specific situations and your thoughts during those times. Write down these thoughts. Don't censor yourself. Write down both positive and negative thoughts. Look at each thought and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or holding me back? Is it reflecting the reality I want to create? For any negative or unhelpful thoughts, try to reframe them in a more positive way. For example, if you wrote, "I'm terrible at public speaking," you might reframe it as, "Public speaking is challenging for me, but I'm improving with practice." Now write down 3 positive affirmations or thoughts you want to focus on. These should reflect the reality you want to create. For example, I am capable of handling whatever challenges come my way, or I am worthy of love and respect. Spend a few moments really feeling these positive thoughts. Imagine them taking root in your mind garden. Finally, set an intention to carry these positive thoughts with you throughout your day. This exercise helps you develop self-awareness, practice positive thinking, and consistently work on reprogramming your mind. It might feel a bit awkward at first, but stick with it. Over time, you'll find it becomes easier and more natural. As you start practicing the mirror technique, you might face some challenges. This is normal and part of the process. Let's look at 2 common challenges and how to overcome them. One of the biggest challenges people face is dealing with persistent negative thoughts. These are like stubborn weeds in your mind garden that keep coming back no matter how often you pull them out. First, remember that having negative thoughts doesn't mean you're failing at the mirror technique. It's normal to have both positive and negative thoughts. The key is how you handle them. When a negative thought pops up, don't fight it or feel bad about it. Instead, acknowledge it, thank it for trying to protect you, even if it's doing so in an unhelpful way, and then gently replace it with a more positive thought. For example, if you keep thinking, "I'll never be successful," you might say to yourself, "I hear you, but that's not true. I am working towards my goals every day, and each step forward is a success." It can also help to dig into the root of these persistent negative thoughts. Often they come from past experiences or things we were told when we were younger. Understanding where they come from can make it easier to let them go. Another common challenge is feeling like you're lying to yourself when you try to think positively. If your current reality doesn't match your positive thoughts, it can feel fake or forced. The key here is to start with thoughts that feel believable to you, even if they're not extremely positive. Instead of jumping straight to, "I'm the most successful person in the world," you might start with, "I'm capable of improving and achieving more." Also, try adding phrases like, "I'm learning to," or "I'm in the process of," to your affirmations. This acknowledges that change is a journey. For example, "I'm learning to believe in myself more each day." Remember, the goal of the mirror technique isn't to deny reality, but to shape your perception of reality in a way that helps you grow and achieve your goals. As we wrap up our exploration of the mirror technique, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've discovered that our minds are powerful mirrors, reflecting our inner world into our outer reality. We've learned about the importance of positive thinking, consistency, and self-awareness in reprogramming our minds. Remember, the mirror technique isn't about achieving instant perfection. It's about starting a journey of continuous growth and self-improvement. It's about becoming more conscious of the thoughts you're planting in your mind garden and choosing to nurture the ones that will help you bloom. As you begin to apply this technique in your life, be patient and kind to yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you'll start to see shifts in your thoughts, your feelings, and ultimately, your life experiences. Imagine waking up a year from now, looking in the mirror, and seeing a reflection of the person you've always wanted to be. That's the power of the mirror technique. It's not just about changing your thoughts. It's about transforming your entire life from the inside out. So, I encourage you to start today. Begin with the daily mind check-in exercise. Pay attention to your thoughts, choose positivity, be consistent, and watch as your inner changes start to reflect in your outer world. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. Your mind is the mirror, and you are the artist. What kind of masterpiece will you create? Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. I believe in your ability to transform your life using the mirror technique. Now, it's time for you to believe in yourself too. Your new reflection is waiting to emerge. Are you ready to reveal it?